Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why is nobody spends as much time on their clients like I do. True story. Most coaches on the internet spend about an hour a week with you, from what I understand, if at all. Mostly it's emails and text messages. I do not know how to do coaching through emails and text messages. I coach with audio exchange and phone calls primarily. We interact 2 to 3 times per week in my coaching. I recommend you spend at least 2 to 3 months in coaching with me for the thorough, complete work. Some people stay longer depending on the case, but I'm saying minimum 2 to 3 months in coaching. Why? Because it's really important to do this work right once and for all, and not watch 300 million videos on YouTube about SPs or about anything for that matter. So you get it right and you do it right and move on with your life. Now, like I said, some people it takes a little bit longer. That's okay. All right. And I'm going to talk about it in just a second. I want to explain how I coach. Usually it's a good idea to book right away. All the information is below. I have about 25 clients. It's a constant rotation. People are leaving, coming and going. Some people take vacations in the middle and this and that. So my point is you need to book right away and wait for me to get back to you when we can start. A good idea is to start with a phone call. Book me for an hour and really make sure that I'm your kind of coach, and then decide on a package. 2 packages are very popular: audio exchange and the unlimited phone calls. Now let me explain. The audio exchange goes like this. We start with a phone call. Once again, I record that phone call for posterity and for my notes. One thing that you will not find anywhere else, and I can put my money on it, that there's no other coach that takes as many notes after each and every single client in their coaching like I do. And the reason I do it is because I'm truly, genuinely, till the end of time, interested in every single person and the construct of their mind. Why? Because it helps me identify your belief system. Every single detail matters to me. And so when we start the audio exchange package, for example, you record a 20-minute audio max, which is what the coaching agreement is, by the way, which you'll need to sign upon booking. I review that audio. I listen to it more than once. I take extensive notes from that audio because I really want to hear what you have to say. Everything is interesting to me, so it's basically like a transcript, but not really. It points out all the things that I want to pay attention to. I do my notes by hand because I like to leave little marks, stars, question marks, things I want to say to you later in my own recording. So after analyzing your audio extensively, which takes me a couple of hours because I take my time. Once again, I take my time. I like to do my job correctly. After that, I record my own audio, which most definitely most often than not, I should say, exceeds the mark of the 20 minutes. And then this is how we interact 2 to 3 times per week. Now, in that package, you also have 5 phone calls. So whenever you want to use them, if you want to use them, you're welcome to. You need to schedule that phone call with me. Now, and so this is how we go. If you want to switch to another package in the middle of your coaching to just phone calls, the phone unlimited calls that I'm about to describe, you can do that as well. Okay, so you're not, married to this for the duration of the coaching, in other words. The phone call unlimited is higher in price. Why? Because we spend 2 to 3 times per week. For an hour, we get on the phone and we discuss. The process is the same. I cover everything from childhood to today. I want to know everything that you've done thus far so that we can cover your history, so that I can understand the kinds of beliefs you have. Where were the things that formed you, the experiences that formed you, the people that formed you. This is really important to me. I have to go through that hour audio, which I record, this phone call, after we hang up. And then at the next phone call, we reconvene with my notes. So the price is higher for that very reason. It's for somebody who wants to be on the phone with me rather than exchange audios. Okay, so it depends on the personality of the client. In either case, you need to reach out to me after booking. You need to sign the coaching agreement. You need to sign it by hand, dated, and send it back to me, scan it, or whatever, however you want to do it, or take a picture of it. But rather than doing that, prefer scanning and then send it back to me, and then we start our coaching. All right. The agreement basically states I am not a psychologist. You need to respect me. You don't get to rebuttal me. You need to be respectful. You really need to come humble, open, and honest. If I find out that you're on drugs or on illegal drugs, not marijuana, on illegal drugs, and you're engaging in some kind of activity that will be questionable to me, meaning illegal, I have the right to interrupt the coaching completely, and the coaching fee is non-refundable. I had to include this because I've had some experiences on YouTube, and so that's the clause. Otherwise, you really need to respect the rules of 20-minute audio at a time. You don't get to bombard me. You need to wait for me to reply. Usually it takes me a day or two to reply to your audio. And as always, everything is confidential and private, unless, and this is standard, you become a threat to me, you become a threat to yourself or somebody else. That's pretty standard in therapy and in any coaching agreement that you will encounter. If you have any questions, please email me. The email is directly below. Also, for the month of October, I want to reiterate this. Instead of commenting your questions, you can hire me for 30 minutes. That's $100 for 30 minutes. Do not use my website. It's not available there. You'll need to use it either Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. Okay. But again, the hour is on the website, and you can do that as well. I really recommend an hour. 30 minutes doesn't seem like long enough, but I just offer this for those people who think that their question, it's just a question, and I'll answer the question in depth, of course. I'll ask you some questions in order to answer the question intelligently. But I just offer all sorts of things in order to accommodate as many people as possible. So I hope that makes sense. Also, I want to really quick remind you, I do offer seminars up to 10 people. Okay, 10 people. If it's more, if it's like 15, we can discuss. Ideally, it's like 10 people. This is manageable. We usually do it over Zoom. I have done wonderful seminars thus far. And people usually prefer it. And I can prepare something custom for you that we need to discuss beforehand. But basically, it's available also on my website. All right, the subject of today is become the superstar of his or her life. All right. So parenthesis here, I really want to say, we talk about coaching, we talk about certain things on my channel. And here's the thing I really wanted to deliver, right? So coaching, the kind of coaching I do is really precise and really thorough, like I said. And I really created this for myself almost, meaning I wish somebody took me by the hand when I was like 20 or 22 or even 25, okay, and said, here's something that will definitely help you. It will cost you money, there is that, but it will revolutionize your life. So rather than haphazardly watching 300 million videos, you will learn exactly what you will need to learn. You will discover what it is you need to discover about yourself, and you will, in rather a short period amount of time, which I don't consider 3 to 6 months a long time at all. It flies by like so quick, okay? You will learn and revolutionize your life. If somebody fucking told me this shit, I would be like, where do I sign up? Because let me tell you something, and because it doesn't really matter, right, how long it takes you. The point is the work that you will do on yourself. It is so worth it because you'll become the person who you really wanted to be. And that's everything. Why? Because if you are the person who you want to be, the manifestations are so fucking easy, you don't even understand right now. If you are the person who you don't want to be, you attract shit you don't want, you attract the circumstances, events, and versions of people you don't want. But when you're the person who you want to be, even if you encounter shitty versions, even if momentarily the circumstances are shitty, you know exactly how to turn it around because you are way more powerful than events, circumstances, and versions of other people. Why? Because you create them. You can overpower all this fucking shit with your power, with your magnitude, with your complete magnificent vibration, and create something completely different. I don't have, I've worked on myself since I was, I don't know now, 28 or something, okay? Which is why when I started meditating first, and it has revolutionized my life. And I worked for years on this until I became a coach at some point because I felt like I really needed to share this with some people. And in order to, share this and because to me, once I realized how easy this was, don't you want to share something good with people? This is why I created this channel. I hesitated quite a bit to put this out in public because I know some people, whatever, are going to say things like, this is not supposed to be, and this is blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, I worked on myself so tirelessly because I knew that I had to become somebody else. When I left my drug addict ex-boyfriend, and some of you know this story, when I was in my early 20s, I dated somebody for 3 years, almost 4 years, who was on drugs. I didn't realize it. I was really naive. He was a cocaine addict and some other things, as you can imagine, just about everything you can imagine. But the thing was, I didn't know what that looked like, and I was naive. And by the time I realized that this was complete disaster, and this is why he was acting this way and treating me this way, I decided to finally leave, and I left him several times, but always came back because I just felt for him that he was this, vulnerable person and this and that. But the thing was, I finally decided to not do this anymore to myself, to create my own self-esteem. My self-esteem was in the fucking toilet when I left that relationship. I didn't know who I was. He completely disheveled me. And I had somehow, some way, I think survival-wise, I just wanted to get the fuck out of there in order to not be around somebody who is on drugs. And I realized it towards the end of our relationship, believe it or not. And for survival purposes, I left. And I had to start from ground zero, seriously. And so I know what it feels like to be in this position, which is why I coach. And I had to work extremely hard. But can I tell you something? The amount of time that I invested in myself since then has paid off tremendous dividends. But tremendous dividends. I'm no longer shaken by assholes. I'm no longer doubting myself. I no longer doubt my power. I no longer invest time in people who are assholes. I have no problem standing up for myself and saying no to things and saying yes to what I really want. And you know what? This is the most amazing thing that you can do to revolutionize your life once and for all. So don't come telling me, okay, that coaching, it takes too long or this and that, too much effort, too much money. It's all fucking worth it. And like I said, if somebody offered me this opportunity, I would have taken them up on it however I had to do it. And that's the deal. Around then, I even went to a therapist. And in the end, I just realized she doesn't even care about me. She doesn't even begin to care about me. She doesn't even begin to understand what's inside of me. I think only a person who has gone through something like this can understand another person's pain and what they're going through. Not somebody with a fucking diploma and this and that, but somebody who's actually gone through shit and come out of it on the other end. That's what I'm talking about. And so becoming the superstar of his or her life is that you become the superstar of your own life. Don't look to anybody for validation ever. Don't look for it. It's a waste of fucking time at best. I keep coming back around this on my channel, but it all centers around self-esteem and self-confidence. These are the things that you need to invest in heavily in your life. Otherwise, forget it. Otherwise, any fucking asshole can come up to you and say some shit to you and you will fall the fuck apart. Okay? That's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to laugh at a person who wants to deliberately hurt you or say something nasty to you. You're supposed to pay attention more to the people who are there for you no matter what and have your back. And that's an entire reconfiguration of your worldview. Whereas most of you, I know this from the clients that I have, which are like 99% in my coaching, are people pleasers. They care more about other people's needs than their own. It's a mistake. Of course, you need to be a nice person. Of course, you need to deliver certain things to certain people. Of course, you need to be kind and this and that. But to whom? This is a big distinction. If somebody's not treating you right, you need to pull back. Pull back your energy and administer it towards yourself. Don't be an idiot with your energy. Your energy is not unlimited. In a day, I have to be very careful. Like right now, I'm recording this because I'm inspired. I know where my energy is going, towards people who really need it, right? Right after this, I need to meditate so that I can get ready for the rest of my meetings of the day. So imagine if I started paying attention to some fucking idiot who treats me badly or talks to me badly, which is some people do that shit. Has nothing to do with me. It's their shit. They're projecting shit on me. Just like that person who commented that I shouldn't charge what I charge for my coaching. You know what? I actually should charge more. How about that? It's all a perception situation. So if you're saying to me I shouldn't charge something for something, well, what is it? What do you think that I should charge? To do it for free? No. That's not self-esteem. So in other words, if you have that self-esteem intact, everybody else will resonate with you. And the people who don't, who cares? This is your shebang. And by the way, parenthesis here. In my coaching, I always encourage my clients, whatever business they have or whatever is going on with them financially, I always tell them, ask for more. You're not asking enough, ask for more. Ask for more. And you know, the funny thing is that when you ask for more, regardless whether that's money or you want to have a higher frequency relationship or whatever it is, anything at all, a higher quality experience, you attract a different circumstance. You attract different quality of people, different versions of people, because you dare to ask for more. You respect yourself to ask for more. You are the superstar of your life and you are entitled to asking any fucking thing that you want. Okay? If you're down there on the lower frequency of making just enough to get by and all this fucking bullshit, you're not doing anybody a fucking favor. If you're just accepting the crumbs in your relationship and not asking for them to respect you and treat you like a king or the queen, you're not doing anybody a fucking favor. You're selling out. You're selling yourself short. That's an offense towards the God that is you. You're a godly divine being. Why don't you ask the most out of life? The life has it there for you to enjoy it, to give it to you. But are you asking? If you're worried, if you're depressed, if you're yearning after your SP and pretend like there's lack, this is why it feels so awful. You're not being the superstar of your life. You're not asking for more. You're not challenging yourself. Why are you doing that? It's probably, most definitely, because of your beliefs, which I go over in my coaching. The most important person in your life is you. You need to invest in that person wholeheartedly and never look back on anything else. You always should ask for the best and the highest. I have this saying, I'm sharing sayings with you now from my office. The best, the easiest, and the highest. And let me tell you something. Big money is always easy. A good relationship is always easy. It doesn't have to be hard. It's the lower frequency shit that's hard. The little money, the crummy relationship is hard. The high frequency relationship, the high amount of money, it's always easy because it's on another fucking frequency. You fly like a private jet on that frequency because they fly higher than the commercial ones. That's why they get places faster. No turbulence on that fucking plane, let me tell you that. You just fly smoothly. And so when some of you are really consumed with this SP situation or consumed with anything, you're making a problem where you should really look for solution, and the solution is always you. What are you projecting out into the universe right now? What kind of person are you? This is what I work on in my coaching for you to become a different person so you attract different shit. What kinds of things are you projecting out into the universe right now? You have to study this. This is so essential. There's nothing like the work on yourself. And so, for example, if you have a third-party situation, you created that shit. How did you create it? You became insecure. You became afraid. You became afraid that somebody might replace you, and voila, they did. Temporarily, okay? You can make it temporary or you can make it permanent. That's up to you. The number one way to repel a third party is to make it a non-issue, to have the confidence to say, whatever. This was just a creation of mine that I created. I can also uncreate it. I am the God of my reality. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So this third party is a non-issue. How can anything be an issue if you're creating it anyway? Seriously though. Some of you ask me questions like, okay, should I reach out to the SP? Okay, in the 3D. So many 3D, 3P, SP. My tongue is twisted. Should I reach out to my SP in the 3D? So funny. Okay, I had to learn this jargon, by the way. It's like the other person, just call it the other person. Okay, no, reaching out means you don't believe in your manifestational power. If you're powerful, if you're the God of your reality, if you worked on yourself, if you know exactly what you're creating in your imagination, in your manifestation, why the fuck you need to reach out anyway to anyone? You're the superstar of your life, of his life. He's going or she's going to reach out to you. To you. You just sit there like the golden Buddha and command it into existence and be like, yeah, you're going to do this next. I mean, now, not to brag. And again, I'm not bragging. I'm trying to inspire you, really, actually. Today, if I want something, whether that's a sum of money, somebody reaching out to me, I just think of it and it comes. Things just come to you. You're the superstar. You're the center of you're the center of the universe. You're the golden Buddha. Why the fuck you need to chase anything? Please explain this to me. It's like descending of your throne and becoming like a peasant, for the metaphor. Why are you doing that? You have all the power that you need and you pretend to not have it. I don't understand why people do it, other than beliefs, obviously. And so if you want to have communication with your SP in the 3D, you need to create it. And the reason you're not creating it right now could be innumerable. Obviously have to do with beliefs, expectations, and the things that transpired in the past. I mean, chances are, it's very simple. Either you resent them, you don't expect it, you don't have the self-esteem up to par, and, your beliefs are just all of these four things. Okay, beliefs are not up to par. You resent them, you don't expect it, your self-esteem is not up to par, and the beliefs, okay? All these four things have to do with you. Did I mention anything about them? No. It has everything to do with you. And so the job is you. Obviously, you need to become the superstar with that job, with the promotion, with the money, with the whatever it is that you need to have to feel like that person that you really want to be. And by the way, money is not an unimportant component in becoming somebody who you really are proud to be. I don't know about you, but I love making fucking money. It makes me proud. Yes, I'm worth it. I'm worth even more, but right now I'm really enjoying this. Okay, money is the equivalent of energy that you give out to do something for something, a service that you provide. It's a money of self, I respect myself to have this money in exchange for my work. And if you don't respect yourself, if that's your situation, which I think for a lot of people it is, well, you need to work on it. But if you see somebody that already is doing that, well, don't hate, appreciate. And so to reach out to your SP, to try to maneuver something in the 3D, to chase after something, no. You're always steps away from manifesting things anyway. The idea is to learn how to, not try to maneuver, not try to chase, but to manifest. It's a lot more satisfying when things just come to you. It's a lot easier. It's so easy. It is easy. And the reason I always say, people get upset with me sometimes, oh, you say it's so easy, and then, yes, it is. It is easy. If you believe it, if you have your self-esteem intact, your beliefs, and you think that you deserve it. There is no resistance there. You're like, duck, I want this, it's here. Duck, I want this, it's here. Duck, I want this, it's here. If you're going on these trips of self-loathing, doubt, regret, drama panorama, well, you need to work through it, but that's why you're not getting there yet. There's no shame and there's no blame. But the thing is, recognize where you are in the process. Okay? But once you clear all this junk, like many people are familiar on my channel of this metaphor, the garbage in the living room needs to be cleared out so the living room can be enjoyed for the parties and for champagne and caviar and whatever else you please, for the guests to come over. How the fuck are you going to have a nice time in a living room full of shit? It stinks. You cannot have new beautiful creations in your life when you have garbage that needs to be taken out. The garbage is, in this metaphor, your beliefs, your past experiences that have made you believe something untrue about yourself. And so that's the work. In order to become the superstar of his or her life, you need to become the superstar of your life. And trust me when I tell you, this person, this money, or whatever it is, you won't be able to get rid of them. You made them a priority. You made the 3D a priority. Whatever you see right now, whether there was somebody else not treating you right or the money's not here, you made that the God. Meanwhile, you need to reverse engineer it and reverse the roles and no, I am God. I am the commander-in-chief. I command what's going on in my reality. I need to take back the reins of my fucking reality. Move over. I'm fucking driving from now on. And so if I want for my reality to reflect it back to me, I need to put my shit together and become on purpose. Become the commander-in-chief once more. Become the person that I really want to be. One that makes decisions and knows that they're entitled to those decisions and entitled to those results. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.